Good morning, children. Welcome back to English class. Children, are you preparing for ST? I have given some questions for ST, right? Okay, in the next session, we'll conduct ST. Prepare for ST. And we have finished first unit, right? All the three readings. Have you finished your classwork? Write glossary and summary in your classwork. Summary already there in your workbook, children. 6th class children. So as this is for first time, so it will be little bit tough and new, but don't worry, no problem. Read the summary, otherwise read the lesson again so that you can understand the lesson. And again, even videos are also there, right? Try to listen the lesson 2 to 3 times, then easily you can understand the lesson. Okay, classwork, it should be finished, children. Okay, write only glossary and summary in your classwork. And are you doing your homework regularly? Do homework also regularly. Today we'll finish the remaining part in the workbook. Actually, if you take these page number 35, 36, I have given you homework. But I don't know whether you people have done it or not. So just I want to give the answers today. If you didn't write it now. If you have already written, then just check your answers. Okay. Open page number 35, everyone, in your workbook. All of you, open page number 35. There is one paragraph, reading comprehension. That means one paragraph will be given from the textbook and there are some questions. So I'm just reading the paragraph. You also read. Put your finger there. Read along with me. Okay. Once upon a time, in a very thick forest, lived many animals, birds, snakes and insects. They all lived together happily. They roamed about the jungle and played together in the open fields without any fear. The peacocks were very proud of their dances but admired the melodious songs of the cuckoos. The elephants enjoyed watching the fish swimming in the pool. The pythons that were blessed with long bodies spoke well of the fine fur of the flat-footed rabbits. So this is from which lesson? First reading, A reading from first unit. What is that? Peace and harmony. Right, children? Yes. Shall we answer the questions now? Yes. Where did the animals live? The animals lived in a thick forest. Understood, children? Once upon a time, in a very thick forest, there lived many animals. You can write like that also. Okay? Second one. Who did the peacocks admire? Admire means prizing. Who did the peacocks admire? Peacocks admired the melodious songs of the cuckoos. Peacocks admired the melodious songs of the cuckoos. Understood, children? Third one. Who spoke well of the fine fur of the flat-footed rabbits? The pythons. Pythons means large snakes. The pythons spoke well of the fine fur of the flat-footed rabbits. Clear, children? Yes. Fourth one. How did the animals live in the forest? The animals lived in the forest very happily and they lived together. They all lived together happily. Understood, children? Pause the video and write answers for these questions. And you have to write on your own actually. Okay? Yes. Turn the page, everyone. One more question is there. Look at that question. Pick out the word which means merrily from the above passage. So, we got one word in that passage. That is happily. Happily means merrily. So, what is the answer for fifth question? Happily. Happily. Understood, children? Yes. Let's see the next paragraph, which is unseen. That means it's not from your Textbook. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a poor traveler. He had no money and was wandering in the street of a, what is that, children? Shahir. He only had dry pieces of bread in his pocket. He, reading or not, passed an eating house serving meatballs. He took the dry pieces of bread from his pocket and held it over a pot containing meatballs and ate the dry bread. Looking at this, the eating house owner took the poor traveler to court demanding money for smelling and the meatballs without paying him. Naziruddin Horza, the judge, gave the owner imaginary money by jingling coins against his ears and said that the sound of money was a fair payment for the smell of the food. By doing so, Naziruddin clearly helped the poor traveler and allowed him to continue his journey. I hope you understood this one. So just I am giving this as a homework. Read the paragraph again and answer. 2 multiple choice questions are there and 2 normal questions are there. Okay. And in the next page 2 more questions are there. Right. Okay. And at the back side of your workbook answers are given. First you write it down and later check the answers. Okay. Yes. Now there is one poem. Let's see the poem. The hills and mountains are inviting. The forests and valleys are amazing. I wish I could live here forever or come often to sit by the gushing river. Nature's beauty isn't temporary. It lasts forever and comes when I'm weary. I admire all this and forget my worries when anyone just runs and hurries. So this poem is about what? This poem is about nature's beauty. Here the author, the writer, was admiring the nature's beauty. And he said that whenever he sees hills, mountains, valleys, forests, rivers, he feels very happy. If he go outside and if he looks at the nature, he used to forget all of his worries. And he always used to admire like that, prize like that. If there is nothing to prize, he used to stay calm down. When other people are very busy and running and in hurry, the author used to go out and enjoys the nature's beautiness. That is the meaning of this poem, children. So he always feels how he feels. The hills and mountains are inviting. They are inviting us to enjoy the scenery. The forests and valleys are amazing. Yes, they are stunning. They are amazing. I wish I could live here forever. So we are very busy, right, in our life, children. But if you go to the places like hills, mountains, rivers, valleys, really we get some kind of refreshment. We feel very happy. And of course, we wanted to stay there itself, right? Like that, the poet was also thinking. And of course, he wanted to sit by the gushing river. Here, gushing means which continuously flows calm and cool. Okay. Nature's beauty, it's not temporary. Temporary means it's not only for now. It lasts forever and ever. It's permanent. It's constant. Okay. And when he becomes weary, weary means tired. He stays calm. Okay. And used to forget his worries. Okay. Let's see the questions now. In the poem, how are the forests and the valleys described as? How they were described? Forests and valleys are amazing, right? Option B is correct. Which word describes the mountains? Inviting. C. Option C. What is not temporary? Nature's beauty is not temporary. Option A. What is the meaning of weary from the poem? Weary means tired. Option C. Which of these words describes the river? How is the river? It's gushing river. Option A. So options are D, C, A, C, A. D, C, A, C, A. Okay. Turn the page. Next. What does the poet admire? The poet was admiring hills, mountains, forests, valleys and rivers. The poet was admiring hills, mountains, rivers, valleys and forests. Okay. Next, write down some of the pairs of rhyming words. You know about rhyming words, right? So what are the rhyming words given in the poem? Inviting, amazing, forever, river, temporary, weary, worry, hurry, worries or hurries. Okay. Inviting, amazing, forever, river, temporary, weary, worries, hurries. Okay. Third one. Why does the poet want to live there forever? The poet wanted to admire the nature's beauty and wanted to forget his worries. That's why he wanted to live there forever. The poet wanted to admire the nature's beauty and wanted to forget his worries. That's why he wanted to live there. Okay. Next one. How does the poet become calm when he is weary? When he is weary, the poet stops admiring the nature. Just silently he used to look at the nature's beauty. Okay. Fifth one. What all constitute the nature's beauty? Again the same. Hills, mountains, valleys, forests and rivers. Is it clear, children? Yes. 39, page number 39, vocabulary part. I am reading the paragraph. Rajavardhan was a great ruler. People in his kingdom were happy. He called and spoke to them very often. He met them every week. They respected and trusted him. Once he fell sick. He gradually became weak. An old hermit came from a nearby forest and crushed some herbs. He mixed it with the king's food and gave it to him. He also prayed for the king's recovery. The next morning, the king felt better. So there was one great ruler. Ruler means king. What was his name? His name was Rajavardhan. Of course, the people in his kingdom were very happy. And of course, he used to call his people often and used to speak with them. But one day, what happened? He fell sick. He gradually became weak. Gradually means slowly. Then one old hermit, here hermit means like a doctor. He came by the nearest forest and just he crushed some herbs. Of course, he gave it to the king. But after that, the king felt better. So there are some questions. Look at those questions. What's the first one? Write the synonym of the word ruler. Synonym means same meaning. King, emperor. Okay. Second one. Antonym of the word sick. Sick opposite healthy. Healthy. Third one. Write adjectives from the given passage. Try to identify the adjectives. What are the adjectives? Adjectives describes noun. So you can write great, happy. Great ruler. Ruler is noun. Great adjective. And of course, people were happy. Okay, happy. Next, give two adverbs from the passage. Gradually and better. Gradually is an adverb. Better is also an adverb. How did the king felt? He felt better. Adverbs describes verbs. He became weak gradually. Became weak gradually. Okay, next. Write the comparative and superlative degrees of the word great. we discussed about the degrees of comparison, right? Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So he was asking, that means positive degree already given. You have to write comparative and superlative degrees. Great, greater, greatest. Okay. Shall we read the next paragraph? James was born to fisherman's family in a small village in Goa. He went out in a boat every day and caught fish. He often went far into the sea and came back and put me back into the sea. One day he caught a big fish. The fish said, "Please leave me and put me back into the sea." James thought for a moment and he threw the fish back into the sea. The fish was thankful to James and blessed him with riches. So options are C, A, B, D, B. Understood, children? Yes. Turn the page. So it's like one conversation. In the lesson Grand Contest in the Forest, the great one gave the prize to the little grey squirrel. All the animals and the birds cheered him. Write a possible conversation between the squirrel and the bear. So it was the conversation. And second one, design an invitation card on the occasion of a birthday party. Already answers are there. Just open page number 266. There are two questions. Copy it in workbook itself. Okay. So creative writing first question and second question. Write answers in your workbook. In next session, we'll start second unit. Thank you.